Anne Bremner is a trial lawyer and legal analyst. She joins me now to discuss another day of Stormy's testimony. Anne, good morning. So glad that you could be with us. So Daniels' testimony prompting Trump's legal team to ask for a mistrial. Did they kind of have to do that in the event that they want to appeal? The judge shut it down rather quickly.
They have to do that. And by the way, thanks for having me. But I think that this is a situation where the judge said, you really didn't preserve the record by objecting enough. But then, of course, they had to protect their record and preserve it with making this motion for mistrial. And, you know, when you look at the Weinstein case, it just got reversed by the New York courts based upon salacious and other information coming in that was prejudicial to Weinstein. Got to look here. They may have a good appeal on this because was this witness really necessary to prove what they charged? And was there too much salacious detail elicited from her and volunteered by her when the judge tried to cut her off?
So, as we mentioned, she's back again today. How do you think the defense will deal with her in cross? Part of me wonders if Trump's team just want to get her off the stand and not hear from her anymore. How do they proceed today?
You know, you would want to get her off the stand. I mean, but then on the other hand, they could say this bombshell witness really bombed. I mean, a lot of the reviews have been that she wasn't that helpful to the prosecution. And you have to ask, why did you put her on the stand when you're trying to prove a fraudulent entry in records? Did you have to give all that detail? But there's a lot of lots of ammunition, for cross-examination here because, you know, they're going to say she tried to extort the then president, almost president, and the future president potentially, that she's given a lot of different accounts. She's denied that there was any sexual encounter at different points, and she went out to try and sell her story. So there's a lot of ground there, fertile ground for the defense to plow in terms of attacking her credibility. And then wait, who's next? Michael Cohen. And there's a whole other issue of credibility with him as a witness.
So just to wrap up on Daniels before we get to Cohen, she said at the end of testimony on Tuesday when asked that she hated Donald Trump.
Right.
Do you think that hurt her?
Yes, no question. I mean, you hate somebody. Isn't that a motive to fabricate? You know, and also she's made a lot of money. Isn't that a motive to fabricate? I've practiced for a long time, including as a prosecutor, and I've never had a witness say on the stand, I hate that person. I think that's devastating for the prosecution.
Okay, let's talk about Michael Cohen. Ann, do you think he's up next?
He's going to be pretty soon, I think. I think that they try to kind of sandwich in testimony in this case around him because he is the key to their case. But, you know, you can go out and find all kinds of things he said publicly that where he talked about hating Trump, I think he would admit that he does. And if he doesn't admit that, you're going to look at all the statements he's made and conclude that he does. But I think he's going to be pretty soon and he's going to be pivotal. On the other hand, the jury may just say, you know, that these are the kind of people that Trump surrounded himself with. And this was his lawyer for 10 years. But finally, this is an incident with Daniels that went back to like 17 years. And I think people forget that too. It's kind of a stale claim in terms of the sexual encounter. But then with Cohen, he really does not like Trump, but he's been convicted of perjury, fraud in this case underlying, etc. So they can use that too. What a case. I mean, and it's our prior president, and it might be our future president on trial in a very bombshell case. That's all I can say about it. We'll see what happens next. Fasten your seatbelt.
Yeah, full of salacious details, that is for sure. Anne Bremner, she's a trial lawyer and a legal analyst. Anne, great to have you with us today.
Thanks so much.